All right, so first of all, I mean, there's so many parallels to what's going on right now in our country with this movie. I'm sure you're hearing that over and over again. I mean, it's just so relevant. Everything in the movie. I mean, the speech to the joint session of Congress, Medicare, Medicaid, civil rights, the Voting Rights Act. I mean, everything is so relevant. Did you expect it to be so relevant?
No, and here's what's crazy about that. When we made the film, the political landscape in this country was very different. Trump was not in the White House, and we were making a film that was basically going to try to focus on who is LBJ, because we know about Vietnam War, and we know about his legislative achievements, but who is the guy? Who is this guy? So we focused on that. In the meantime, before the film comes out, the landscape shifts, and Trump gets in the White House, and now you're looking at this film through a completely different lens. And like you say, all of these things that we talk about in the film become very relevant. The other thing that becomes particularly pointed is a functioning president, a man who knows how to get things done, who knows the intersection of government, politics, and policy, and how all that works together in order to move agenda forward. And we see a president now who not only doesn't understand government, but doesn't even want to learn how it works. So that is another an aspect of this thing.
And that's what I was struck by in the movie. You really saw him, and I know you talk about this in the movie, a workhorse versus the show horse.
Show horse, yeah.
The hope versus results. That's
right.
So much a theme in the movie, and it really, again, is so parallel to what's going on right now. He knew how to get something done, push through Congress, push through the Senate, get it passed, even when people didn't agree with him, and we're not seeing that right now.
Right, and the reason he was so good at it, aside from the fact that he came up through the ranks politically and understand how the system works, is he didn't look at himself as somebody people would love. He wasn't handsome like the Kennedys. He didn't think that people thought he had the sex appeal. The only way he was going to get people to love him, which is what he wanted, was to get things done, to show results, to do things for people. And so that's what he did. He worked harder than any president to get that done. Now, had it not been for Vietnam, which you can't get away from that, he had Vietnam, he would have gone down as one of the great presidents of all time. But it's really a tale of two presidencies. And we see how a great president can get things done when they know how to do it.
How do you, I mean, you've always been so politically active, socially active. How are you trying to influence things, change things right now, whether it's through movies like LBJ, or I know you're involved in the Russia Project, so many things going on in the world, or whether it's even things going on with Weinstein. I mean, there's so many ways you can get involved being as politically active.
I try to find things. I think that all a film can do is add to the dialogue. I don't have any illusions about a film making any kind of major changes, but it can add to the dialogue, and that's fine. But if you really want to get something done, you have to first of all decide what it is you want to do, and then understand how to move that agenda forward. I did it with early childhood. We did it with marriage equality. I've done it in certain environmental things. But right now, I'm really having the hardest time trying to get people to understand what happened with the Russians invading our country. And media is under attack. The moniker of fake news is all over the place. So if you have something honest and real to say, it's very hard to break through because the mainstream media is now denigrated in many cases. So I'm trying to get people to understand what has happened here, because whether or not our democracy survives is going to have a lot to do with whether or not our free press remains intact. That will be the fabric of democracy will disintegrate if we don't have that. So I'm struggling to try to get that done, and the way I know how, which is to try to communicate through the internet and through the Committee to Investigate Russia.
And then I know you've talked a little bit about everything going on in Hollywood right now, women coming forward, and you've talked about men coming forward too and really being allies to women.
Men have to come forward. There's not going to be a way. I mean, look, the issue is now front and center for a number of reasons. I mean, you got Harvey Weinstein, you had the Fox News thing. Now you've got this guy, Mark Halpern. They're coming out of the woodwork, which is ultimately a good thing because at least we're talking about it. But for women, I think it's virtually impossible because a woman comes forward and she's either not believed, said she was asking for it, or she gets punished. And when the President of the United States acknowledges that he sexually harasses women and he still gets elected anyway, what chance does a woman have if she's going to come forward? That's why it's going to take men to also stand up and say, we can't have this. We can't have this kind of behavior in the workplace.